Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more An English Haunting. We're currently in the patent leather brogues of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle as he is attempting to get into this asylum. It's possible this is where Professor Ward is. Let's have a look around.
Oh, still here? Why don't you leave?
I better wait for my colleagues from Scotland Yard.
Whenever you say.
I've forgotten I'd done that. Right, let's have a look at other stuff. Plaque.
This noble institution was inaugurated by Her Majesty Queen Victoria on 6th of October 1865.
Okay, what's in the bushes?
There's something in the bushes.
What is that? Umbrella?
It's an old tattered umbrella.
Let's have a look at it. An old rusty umbrella. The fabric is holey, making it impossible to use for its intended purpose. Okay. What about the vine?
The vine looks sturdy. I could climb it to get inside.
Oi, you! What are you up to? Don't try anything crazy. I'll be watching you.
What about this vine?
I could try to climb the wall, but I don't think this vine would hold my weight. Also, I think the guardhouse is right behind it.
You're right. So leave if you don't want trouble.
Arthur, you might want to stop voicing your plans aloud.
No announced visitors allowed. I suppose management wants to control knowledge of the atrocities that could occur behind these walls.
Okay, let's go this way. What have we got? Wall. Glass shards on the top. I remember those.
The wall is topped with the sharp glass shards to deter intruders like me. The writer's life is very sedentary, but I think I'm physically fit enough to climb the wall and access the compound. But I'm concerned about the glass shards. I could get hurt. I'd also need some kind of ledge or crevice to support my foot while climbing. I'm afraid I will remain on the ground otherwise.
What's this brick?
This brick seems loose. I can't remove it with my bare hands.
Anything we can do with the umbrella?
I think I'll use the umbrella tip to leverage it. That will help me to get it out. Excellent. It seems to have moved a bit. Shouldn't be difficult to remove it now. I couldn't remove it completely, but I think it would make a good foothold to support me in climbing the wall without difficulty.
Can I use this on the glass shards?
The umbrella won't help me get rid of those glass shards. I cannot reach them with it anyway. I could use the protruding brick to climb the wall without difficulty. Those glass shards still worry me.
Yeah, we can, there might be a screen to the other side of the gate as well, possibly. There's not. Glass shards. What could we do about that? Do anything with the umbrella and the vine?
Don't you even be thinking about it.
Okay, or not. Alright, let's go back to the other screen. What can we use? Like, you want something like pincers to remove it, the glass shards, or like a big thick sheet or coat to chuck over them, perhaps? There's not much here to interact with. I don't suppose the screen just moves over when we get there? No. Okay, well, there must be something to do over here. I was wondering if we could maybe grab the guard through the gate and knock him out or something.
Ah. Step away from the gate, please.
Anything else in these bushes? No. What did this plaque say? Have I even looked at it? No unannounced visits allowed. Oh yeah. I'll try to talk to the guard again, I suppose.
You again? What the devil do you want now?
I need to see a patient. It's urgent.
See that plaque to your right?
Yes?
Approach it and read it.
Yes, I have read it before.
So, what does it say?
No unannounced visits allowed.
Exactly. No exceptions will be made for you.
How can I arrange a visit?
Write a letter to the director of the facility, or wait till tomorrow morning and request an appointment with him.
And when will the director be able to see me?
A week, I suppose. 3 days if it's urgent.
There's a person inside who shouldn't be confined.
That's what all the patients think. But of course they're mad. Are you too?
Are you aware of Professor Nelson Ward's admission?
Professor? I've no record of any professor being admitted. We have 3 Napoleons, 5 Neros, and 4 Jesuses.
Do you know I'm waiting for the police? They'll handle the matter that has brought me here.
It's fine with me, sir. When the authorities arrive, I'll gladly open this door for them, but not for you. I don't know who you are.
You don't know who I am?
Enlighten me.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Does that name ring a bell?
No, to be honest.
Sherlock Holmes?
Are you telling me you're Sherlock Holmes?
No! I write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Does the name Oliver Twist ring a bell?
Of course.
I could say I'm Charles Dickens. However, in keeping with this absurdity, I'll say I'm Oliver Twist himself.
Let me into the asylum. I am a doctor.
I thought you said you were a writer.
I am also a doctor. I studied medicine at the University of Edinburgh. Served as a ship's doctor and studied ophthalmology in Vienna. After that, I opened a private practice in London before focusing on writing. So I have the authority to enter this asylum.
You know what? I was a sailor on a schooner. That doesn't give me the right to demand entry to the SS Suevich. Anyway, this isn't a public hospital. The rules here are stricter, so please respect them.
Let me in, I'll catch pneumonia.
I think I can fix that.
Oh, is he going to give us a coat or something? Finally, I thought you'd never come to your senses.
Here. Use this to protect yourself from the rain and go back the way you came.
What is it? It's a thick sheet or a tarpaulin or a cloak or something, is it? Blanket. Perfect. A thick and moth-eaten blanket. Exactly what we need. Good. So I'm guessing we use this with this.
Let's try.
Good aim, Arthur. The blanket should protect me from the glass shards. Indeed. Hope it's thick enough not to skewer myself on any glass. Right. Well, let's go. Come on, Arthur. He's not exactly an adventurer, is he? So he got in, which is probably more than I could do. Jesus Christ.
Who are you? You cannot be here.
Figuring out how to access the asylum lobby had cost me a great deal of back pain and an incipient cold. There was no way the nurse was going to let me visit the professor, and I didn't want to go through the ordeal of sneaking into the cells again. So I employed a weapon that Britons of my social standing knew very well. Arrogance. What's this about me not being able to be here, my good woman? What do you mean? Who am I? I am Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Jekyll?
Damn it. You refer to me as if you don't know me.
I've never seen you around here, Dr. Jekyll.
That you've never... Well, I understand that you may have never noticed my presence in Blackstone. You are just a simple nurse.
I am the head nurse, Doctor.
Details. I'm here because a very serious mistake has been made. One of the patients must be discharged immediately. So tell me in which cell Professor Nelson Ward is located, and I will apologize to him for this institution's incompetence. I change my mind. Call the warden and tell him to bring Professor Ward before me. I will wait for him here. Come on. What are you standing there for? Move!
Excuse me, Dr. Jekyll, but I have not been informed about this matter. You should know that nothing happens in Blackstone without Director Edwards' approval. So, unfortunately, I cannot help you. In any case, if the guard lets you through, your credentials must be correct. Feel free to access any part of the facility. However, regarding this alleged error with one of the patients, I have to wait for confirmation from the director.
Where is the director? I will speak with him, and his matter will be resolved in minutes. By the way, tell me your name, and I'll record what little help I have received from you.
Mrs. Hunt. I am his right hand, and the director is not at Blackstone right now.
His right hand, eh? I know when I'm facing defeat, and I realized that Mrs. Hunt was not going to give in. I could have waited for Sergeant Collins to show up, but by now he should have already arrived with the cavalry. There was an innocent man being held at Blackstone, and I didn't want him to suspend another minute in one of those cells. Therefore, I had to rely on my wits once again to free him. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Hunt. Curses.
Okay, well, let's start with Mr. Bentley, shall we?
Yes? I am looking for a patient. Would you know in which cell I can find him?
Ask the old hag about that.
Who's the old hag?
Who do you think? Mrs. Hunt.
Do you always sweep the same area? There's more lobby to sweep.
Are you saying the lobby is dirty?
Truth is, everything looks very clean.
I'm glad it's noticeable.
Oh, I congratulate you on keeping this place so clean.
Oh, well, that's because Lady Ainsworth is coming to visit her daughter tomorrow. She was locked up in Blackstone for eating her music teacher, you know. Usually there's so much dust here that if a draft blew in, this place would look like downtown London on a foggy day. See those roses? Normally they're dry, withered, and full of worms.
Lady Ainsworth's daughter ate her music teacher?
I shouldn't say this, but in the end it's what the rich will do to all of us if we don't take action.
But did she really eat her music teacher? Literally? Did Lady Ainsworth's daughter practice cannibalism?
I'm not lying. She attended her classes with genuine interest and enthusiasm. One day, while the poor wretch was playing Sonata for Piano No. 1 in F minor, Camilla Ainsworth hit him on the head and killed him. You've missed 3 notes, and you call yourself a teacher? The maids heard her scream. Then she cut off his hands with a 12th century sword hanging on the wall and dismembered him. She made a stew with his liver, heart, and those hands that missed the notes. She served the dish with a fine wine, and while eating, the maids heard her humming Beethoven's sonata.
A tremendous story. I didn't know it. In fact, I don't recall reading it in the newspapers.
Lady Ainsworth wields a lot of power. She silenced the newspaper editors with her checkbook. She even managed to spare her daughter from execution when the crime was discovered, although even she couldn't prevent her from being admitted to Blackstone.
I gather Lady Ainsworth is somewhat important.
She has been the main benefactor of Blackstone since her daughter was admitted here. She usually donates large sums to the institution. Director Edwards always wants her to have a good impression at the centre. Every time she comes, I have to clean the entire lobby. Floors, columns, picture frames. Everything has to be impeccable.
Well, carry on with your work.
Now, what's about this crack?
Don't take another step. There are spiders.
Spiders? Where?
In the crack. And big ones.
Oh. Can we get this way? Maybe not. What else have we got? Litter bin.
Yeah, it's empty.
Always. Documents.
These are the records of recent patient admissions. According to this document, Professor Ward is in cell number 31 in the 3rd hallway of the West Wing. I'll take it. Wow. I accidentally spilled the ink onto the documents.
Oh, for goodness sake, Dr. Jekyll, what have you done?
Let me fix it.
No, just stay away from there, please. What a mess.
That might be useful, possibly. Let's have a look at the flower pot first, though.
Scent of roses is intoxicating. However, it fails to mask the smell of despair in this place. According to the plaque, this is the director of the asylum, Nathaniel Edwards. The bronze shines splendidly. They must have polished it recently. Guillaume de Hainaut, one of the pioneers in the study of the mind. Most of his theories have been refuted, if not deemed outright erroneous. I don't know why his portrait hangs prominently in this lobby. I see the ink-stained paper that Mrs. Hunt threw inside.
Now, I'm just thinking, what if I was to mess up the bust?
I regret this act of vandalism, but I must do it.
Right, we should probably talk to Bentley again.
You again? I told you that... Wait, what the hell is that? I could have sworn everything was clean.
Right, I don't know why I did that, but we can get to this crack now. Maybe that's important. Spiders in there.
The crack is full of spiders. By their size and colour, I'd say they're specimens of Paradosus hyperboreas. I'll take a sample to have my friends at the Comparative Zoology Museum at Harvard confirm that I'm right. But I'm not going to touch them with my bare hands, let alone let them roam around in my pockets.
Okay, well maybe we have to come back here. Let's go to the hallways.
Hurry up, Warden. Open cell 31 and release the patient. Very serious mistake has been made.
What? How? What? Who the hell are you?
I am Sir Dr. Jekyll.
I've never seen you around here. Are you new?
Yes, I just started tonight.
Well then, you should know that these procedures require the consent of head nurse Hunt, and that said consent must be approved by Director Edwards.
Yes, of course. Are you saying I've broken the rules? The order came from Mrs. Hunt. I'm just following her command.
You should also know that in such cases I would receive the order from head nurse Hunt in person.
She's busy right now. She told me you would understand.
Hierarchy is strictly followed here, Dr. Jekyll. If Director Edwards were to hear of the slightest hint of lawlessness among his subordinates, he would throw us all out on our asses. Anyway, all the patients in this hallway are the responsibility of Dr. Hunter. You are not authorized to treat them. You seem a bit lost, Dr. Jekyll. But don't worry. You'll gradually learn how Blackstone operates.
Creepy. Or maybe it was just the way I was voicing him. Let's have a look at the layout anyway.
I'm in hallway 3 of the West Wing. Lamp, a cup, a small box.
Ah yes, that cursed music box. Before the new patient, cell 31 was occupied by a guy who howled every night. It was unbearable. A relative brought that music box that plays Green Sleeves because he claimed it calmed him down.
And did it?
Oh, it certainly did. At the cost of me having to wind up that infernal contraption all night. If I hear Green Sleeves again, I swear to God I'd open one of the cells and admit myself to this madhouse. You know what? Take it out of my sight. You'd be doing me a great favor.
Favor as big as releasing the patient from cell 31?
Not that big.
That's all right. Wonder if we have to put a spider in there. There's a key here. Seems to be the master cell that opens all the master key that opens all the cells.
What are you doing, Dr. Jekyll? You're not authorized to open any cells.
I apologize. Now what's this doing? You seem to enjoy Carmen.
Who?
Georges Bizet's opera. The one playing on the gramophone.
Ah, I thought you meant the daughter of the guy who brings the supplies.
Blackstone Asylum, cell 30, Francis Cavendish. The patient suffers from an uncommon but diagnosed allergy to sunlight, which has led him to believe he is an upir vampire. Extremely dangerous. Do not open the cell without supervision from Dr. Catherall.
I see a poor trembling soul curled up in one corner of the cell.
Yeah, 31. What does it say about Ward? Nelson Ward. Extreme obsessive disorder. The patient believes that a reality inhabited by the deceased surrounds us. His insistence on trying to prove it has driven him to madness.
I see Professor Ward. Professor! It's Sir Arthur. I've come to get you out of here. No, he doesn't hear me. He seems lost in thought. Closed, obviously. What about this one?
Cell 32, patient CA, observation, confidential.
There are cries coming from this room. I see a young woman. Miss, you all right?
Please, sir, help me. I'm being held against my will. I'm not crazy.
All right, calm down. Nobody wants to be trapped in a mental institution.
But there's nothing wrong with me. I'm healthy, and this place is not what it seems. It's run by depraved people who enjoy torturing the patients. Every day they take me out of this cell to put electrodes on my head and shock me at full power. That warden over there comes in at night to stub out his cigarettes on my hand.
I knew it. This place is rotten. Let me see your hand. I'm a doctor. I'll examine it.
Please be gentle. It hurts.
What the hell are you doing?
Open the fucking door! I'm hungry. I hardly eat anything here.
Jesus.
Have you tried human flesh, Doctor? Once you do, nothing else tastes like anything. All I want is to eat well. I'm not crazy. I'm not. Get me out of here. Dr. Jekyll. What the hell are you doing? Do you have any idea who's in that cell? Carmilla Ainsworth. The next time you want to talk to her, try not to do anything as crazy as what you just did.
Ah, she's the cannibal. Kinda guessed. Creepy. Talk to Camilla Ainsworth. Achievement. Cell 33, Matthew Lane, paranoid. He claims that arachnids have become conscious and want to dominate society. When the patient suffers a violent episode, it's very important not to enter the cell, but rather to try to calm the patient from outside. Ooh, okay. I think we know pretty much what we have to do here. So let's go to a certain crack in the wall, shall we? Come here, little one. I found you a new home. Don't be afraid. Right. You're doing great. I got you. Right, now, I think we have to go and put a certain little spider into a certain little cell. Come on, little one, be free.
Greensleeves.
No, no, no! It's coming for me! You will not get inside my brain! It's coming closer. Get me out of here, for Christ's sake! Help!
Dr. Jekyll. I'll handle it. I know what to do in this situation.
Yes, come in.
There is nothing wrong, Mr. Lane. Remember Dr. Armitage's words. Let's try some of the exercises he suggested, shall we? God, this is going to take a while.
Ah, time enough to go and grab a key, I wonder? Come on. Yeah, I clicked on the door by accident when I was trying to walk this way. Ka-chink. Alright, let's open up the door. Then we'll flee. I don't know how long it'll take the warden to calm the patient. Now that I have the professor's cell door open, I think the most sensible thing to do is return the key to its proper place. I don't want to risk it being missed. Professor! Professor!
Ah, Sir Arthur.
I've been calling you through the door. Couldn't you hear me?
I'm sorry, I was mulling over the design of the box of revelations. I could increase the machine's power so its range is wider. But for that, I'd need the Scarlet Stone.
The Scarlet Stone? I suppose that is what Professor Patrick Moore has gone to fetch in Scotland.
What? Did you drag Patrick into this? How would you be so foolish? Oh, by the way, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Rescuing you, damn it! Someone set a trap for you and locked you in this padded cell.
Ah, everything makes sense now. This is Blackstone, and they only lock up the mad here. And I'm not mad. But they didn't believe me.
So, as you say, someone set me up. Do you have any idea who it might have been?
Patrick? No, Patrick wouldn't do that. Let me think. Give me half an hour.
Oh, wait a moment. Someone's coming. Don't say anything. They must not see me.
What?
How strange. I could swear I locked this cell. This poor wretch is so harmless that I guess I didn't even consider him. Take your time, sir. If you need me, I'll be by the hallway entrance door.
Henry!
I regret to see you in this situation, Nelson. I could get you out of here, you know. I am friends with the director of this facility.
Ahem.
What? Sir Arthur, what are you doing here?
You know what, Dean Carter? Before you came in, I was thinking of turning all this into a Sherlock Holmes story. The Strand would have loved it, but you've ruined the climax of the investigation for me. You've confessed your guilt without the intervention of the detective.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I suspected that Professor Ward's disappearance had to do with a donation my order made to the university. I had dealt with the professor before, and he doesn't fit with the profile that your university has made for him. Although you already knew that, as you also knew that the money was for the sole and exclusive use of Professor Ward here. Let me tell you the facts and how we all ended up here in Blackstone.
Are you accusing me, Sir Arthur? I bet you don't have any evidence against me.
Thank you for confirming my suspicion with your statement.
What?
That mention of betting. In our conversation tonight at the university, you couldn't stop dropping phrases worthy of a gambling addict. I'd bet anything she might have an ace up your sleeve. You also got nervous when I asked if the professor had debts. You took it personally, as if the question had been directed at you. That made you my prime suspect. I think you've wagered a lot, and quite badly. You've not had much luck lately, have you? That's why when you found out that a significant amount had been bestowed anonymously to the university, you saw an opportunity to get your hands on it. But apparently the professor was quicker than you. Oh yes, a few days ago he confessed to me that he had debts of several £1,000s because of poker. Henry is the treasurer of my department of metapsychic research, and he appeared very desperate during our conversation. So by withdrawing the money, I thought I might prevent him from committing an act he might regret. Did I do the right thing?
Desperation, that was the key. You just said you're friends with the director of Blackstone. No, don't drag Edwards into this. A great friendship that allows you to skip strict visiting hours to gain the approval of the severe Mrs. Hunt, and to have a warden open cell doors like a hotel bellhop. You took advantage of that close bond to devise a plan to get Professor Ward into Blackstone. You tricked him to come here under the pretext that certain metapsychic phenomena were occurring that the professor couldn't resist investigating. Once he arrived at his destination, according to the coachman, the director himself was waiting for him with 2 wardens. You waited a day for your victim to be immersed in the anguish and pessimism of being locked up in a place like this. And now you've come to blackmail your friend, to sell him his freedom for the money and my order donated to this innocent gentleman. Tell me, were you and Director Edwards planning to split 50-50? Or would you have taken a higher percentage? This is all a string of lies. For God's sake, who would believe this far-fetched story from a writer undermining his own reputation with his defense of spiritualism?
Scotland Yard, for example.
Ah, just in time, Sergeant Collins.
I told you to wait for us outside, Sir Arthur.
I'm sorry, the weather wasn't cooperating.
Although I must congratulate you on your good work. Mr. Carter, you're under arrest for the crimes of coercion and blackmail.
This is an outrage.
Mallory, issue a search warrant against Director Edwards. His accomplice will keep him company in a Pentonville cell, Dean Carter.
You'll regret this, Sergeant.
Mallory, add threatening authorities to the charges against Mr. Carter.
No, I didn't mean to.
I have a question about this whole affair. Yeah, Professor Ward? Can I keep this straitjacket? It's a bit uncomfortable, but I've found it helps me think.
I can't believe it. Henry was behind this entire affair?
As in any good mystery novel, the least obvious suspect turns out to be the primary instigator.
Very well, gentlemen. If we've finished with these trifling matters, shall we move on to more pressing concerns? Thank you. Here we have the Box of Revelations, an artifact of my own invention, funded by Mr. Conan Doyle and his order. Thanks to the preliminary work of my friends Patrick and Beatrice, with a few adjustments, I can have the contraption operational by tonight. So if you'll allow me half an hour, we can proceed and test the machine's effectiveness at 34 Benwell Street. The preternatural activity there is very high. Any questions?
Right now, I must change my attire. I just returned from a lengthy journey and my clothes are soiled.
Oh, Patrick, always so meticulous. We're conducting an investigation, not attending a fashion show. Let's not delay with trivial matters.
What exactly does the Scarlet Stone do?
It serves as a source of unlimited energy. The sophisticated nature of the Box of Revelations demands substantial power. And it is curious that in the midst of the Industrial Revolution, we had to look for a super battery in the past. Ironic, isn't it?
And are you certain it'll work as intended?
Yes, of course it will. The hairbands were the Da Vincis of their time. The civilization filled with Marconis, Berliners, and Lenoirs. Have faith, my friend. Have faith.
I've been investigating 34 Benwell Street.
Really?
I made contact with an entity.
Likely old Highmore, I presume. He was accused of the disappearance of several women from the East End. Unable to endure such infamy, he hanged himself from the basement beam. Were you able to engage in conversation with him?
Yes.
Two-way communication. Excellent. What did he say?
He practically kicked me out of his house.
That confirms our suspicion that ghosts are not benevolent entities. Have you taken notes, Sir Arthur? Precautions are necessary in that household. By the way, Mr. Conan Doyle will be accompanying us tonight. So if you'll allow me half an hour, we can proceed and test the machine's effectiveness at 34 Benwell Street. The preternatural activity there is very high. Any questions?
I believe we've covered this already.
Really? Well, in that case, let's get moving.
It's done. The gentleman guarding the house will let us work in peace. There's nothing like a few pounds and a bottle of whiskey to ensure a successful deal.
Wonderful. Gentlemen, miss, we stand before 34 Benwell Street. I'll summarize its history in 4 lines. Or maybe 5. In 10, I think.
Professor, remember when you said to let you know if you ever started rambling?
I remember perfectly.
Well, this is one of those moments.
Oh, is that so? Well, thank you very much, Patrick. I don't know what I'd do without him. Right. The phenomena in this house began after the suicide of its first owner. Thomas Highmore was unjustly accused of the disappearance of several women from the East End. No trial took place as the evidence against him was weak. I suppose it was all due to some grudge. Someone wanted to frame him to tarnish his reputation. And they succeeded. Poor Thomas Highmore couldn't live with the stain on his honor, so he hanged himself from one of the basement beams. Since then, metapsychic phenomena have driven away all who have lived here. Patrick managed to make contact with the spirit of, we assume, Thomas Highmore.
I want to issue a warning before we enter. Ghosts can be violent entities. We must exercise extreme caution.
All of our studies confirm Patrick's words. That's all for now. Are you ready to... If you'll excuse me. Nervous, my friend?
No, quite the opposite. I am eager to enter that house.
You know, I find it hard to interpret others' feelings, but I believe there's something bothering you.
Why didn't you inform me about this house? I had to find out from a notebook I found in your room. Or the Box of Revelations, damn it. Why did you hide that you were making it? Why didn't you tell me about the donation from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn? I thought we were more than just colleagues. I thought we were friends.
Well, that is exactly why. What? How many times have we investigated a place and found no evidence? This house could have been just another one. But thanks to your research, we now know it's the place we've been seeking. The Box of Revelations was nothing but a crazy theory based on the prototype of your magnetic field dispenser. The ectoplasm of England's most reviled medium? A relic whose origin is lost to the mists of time? It was impossible for it to work, no matter how much money Sir Arthur's eccentric friends donated. But it works. Thanks to you. Without your help, none of this would have happened.
You're not answering me. Why did you hide all this from me? Why did you leave me out?
Because I didn't want you to end up like me. Look at me. Since I was a child, I've been obsessed with the mystery of the beyond. I've reached old age, and what have I learned about it? Nothing. Just a handful of hypotheses and disappointments.
Yeah, well, that will change today.
Yes, it will. You have a bright future ahead. You're an excellent professor and engaged to a beautiful lady. I did not want to throw your life away by staying by the side of an old man who still cannot put his shoes on the right feet. That's the answer you sought. You're my friend, Patrick. My only friend, along with Beatrice. Never doubt that.
I decided many years ago to investigate these phenomena. It's my life. Nothing can change that. And I'm no longer engaged to Rose.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate your words. I am without a fiancée and without money. The only thing that keeps me going is this. And if I became someone like you, it will be a pleasure.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Say that we're going to enter that house and make history.
Yes, well, that's exactly what we'll do. Shall we?
After you.
Is there no chance of reconciliation with Rose?
No.
Oh, well, she might reconsider.
She won't.
Are you sure about that?
Very sure.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I've been holding on to this for years, so now I can say it. That woman wasn't right for you. The time has come. Tomorrow the whole world will wake up to the news that the beyond exists. We'll provide irrefutable visual and auditory evidence of this fact. Let's go into that house and make history. Before we begin, I want Sir Arthur to familiarize himself with the Box of Revelations. Its mechanism is quite complex, so I'll summarize how it works. The purpose of this machine is to enhance metapsychic activity to record it both visually and audibly. Let's break it down. The ectoplasmic sample from the deceased medium, Florence Cook, will act as a link and channel between both worlds. It requires considerable power for this to happen. This power is provided by the Scarlet Stone. Legend has it that this technological artifact opens portals to other worlds, which would benefit our purpose, although it's nothing more than a powerful energy generator. Lastly, Eugene Wood's photographic plates will capture everything that happens while the machine is running. I've managed to divide the plate into sections, which will allow us to take up to 45 photographs. Oh, and by the way, while Sir Arthur was recounting his dull chronicle in Blackstone, I took the liberty of making a small modification to the Box of Revelations. I added a phonographic cylinder to record all the sounds around us. Ready, Sir Arthur?
I'm ready, Professor.
Beatrice?
Whenever you want.
Would you do the honors, Patrick?
It will be a pleasure.
Turn on the Box of Revelations, Patrick.
Ooh. Okay, right, we're going to do it. I guess we're going to do it. Okay.
The cylinder is starting to pick up sound. I am Professor Nelson Ward. Beside me is Professor Patrick Moore, co-responsible for this experiment. We are accompanied by the medium, Beatrice Shaw, and the project's patron, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. At this moment, the machine is creating an electromagnetic field, whose electric charge will attract those on the other side. It's basically a Call effect. Next, we will increase the machine's power. There's a dial with 10 positions from 0 to 100. Would you be so kind as to turn the dial to number 10, Professor Moore?
I'm starting to get cold.
Indeed, the temperature has dropped.
A good sign, yes, sir. A very good sign. I believe we can proceed to make contact. Thomas? Thomas Highmore. Your presence is required on this side of the veil. Beatrice, lend me a hand. You're better at this.
Focus on my voice, Thomas Highmore. Follow my words. Advance in the darkness towards us. We desire your presence.
Ooh, my goodness. Thomas Highmore? Are you Thomas Highmore? I can't believe my eyes. Mr. Highmore. He doesn't seem to hear me. Patrick, turn the dial to number 20. Ooh, fascinating.
Ooh, I don't think I like it. It's a bit spooky.
Okay, let's do it. Mr. Highmore. I can hear you. Oh! Be careful, Professor.
Oh, I don't like it.
He heard you. He's curious about you. He's no interest in me, Professor, but in the machine.
Where did he...
No, stay a little longer. Machine's energy may not be enough to keep the entity with us. We should increase to 30. You agree, Patrick? Is everything okay, Beatrice? Beatrice?
Yes, I'm fine. I felt a slight dizziness. Maybe it's the machine's hum. It's a very piercing sound.
What do you say, Patrick? Should we go up to 30? Going up to 30. Wait a moment. What's wrong, Sir Arthur? Are we sure about this? What do you mean?
I don't know, but I think we should stop the experiment.
Stop? We've gone as far as any mortal can go in metapsychic research.
That is what I mean, Professor Ward. What we've achieved today is unprecedented. We can repeat the experiment another time. Maybe in a, safer place.
Are you scared, Sir Arthur?
Scared is not the word. Cautious would be more accurate. Something tells me we should not continue.
Patrick, what do you think? I'm sorry, Sir Arthur.
Ah, Patrick, this is on you.
What happened? Did you see something, Beatrice?
No, nothing at all.
We'll have to go up to...
Oh, that was a little tingle along the spine.
Did you see them? For the God's sake, did you see them? There was a legion of ghosts.
They were women. And children.
You're more reasonable than Professor Ward. Stop this, please.
Patrick, allow me a moment. What are you afraid of, Sir Arthur?
I think this is getting out of hand, Professor.
Are you serious? We haven't even scratched the surface. You frequent spirit sessions? What do you expect to find, if not this, when you visit those mediums?
I'm just saying we should take it easy. The Box of Revelations has recorded the whole session. The material we have is enough for our purpose.
Enough? This machine is only operated at 30% of its capacity.
Oh, look at Beatrice, can you see? She's got red eyes.
Who knows what wonders await us if we turn the dial to its limit?
Oh, this is what worries me, Professor. Anyway, I don't want to discuss this further. As the project's patron, I demand that...
To hell with your patronage and to hell with your stupid Order of the Golden Dawn. You wanted information? You wanted power? Well, this is what happens when we peek into the beyond. What did you expect? Beatrice?
She's got red eyes.
Are you all right?
Oh dear. Oh.
Sir Arthur? Sir Arthur? Can you hear me? Are you all right?
What? Oh, yes. Yes, I'm in shock.
What happened? Where are the others?
Beatrice attacked us and took the machine. The professor went after her. He said she was... possessed.
I saw her eyes when she was about to throw me against that wall with superhuman force. Florence Cook was possessed moments before she was killed by the spirit who had tormented her since childhood. The professor is right. It is possible. Beatrice Shaw has been possessed by the spirit of Thomas Highmore.
What are we going to do? Find our friends and get out of here. Come on, get up. No, I can't put weight on my foot. I twisted my ankle struggling with Beatrice. I was trying to help the professor, but... No, it doesn't matter. Stay here. I'll come back for you.
Oh, dearie me. Alright, well at least we get to look around this basement at last. What's in this trunk?
It's the trunk in which we transported the machine and various pieces we added at the last moment. There's nothing left inside.
I got any inventory? No. Should we just leave? What happens if we try to leave?
The last time I left this house, I did it through that window. Now I can use the front door. And we'll all leave together.
We hope. Alright, well I guess we're going up the stairs.
What was that? Tremors began when Beatrice took control of the machine. I know the house has structural issues, which is why it's going to be demolished. Something tells me we've made the situation worse with the box of revelations. We need to get out of here now.
Okay, we'll look at stuff as we go.
I'm beginning to understand why this house hasn't been looted all these years and has been abandoned. I thought the last tenants left this house years ago. Who wound up the clock?
Oh.
Hello? Who are you? Can I do anything to help you? Are you trapped in this place?
What if he did kill all those ladies? Is that kind of what the ghosts were suggesting when they all appeared?
Where is Thomas Highmore? It can hear me. Thomas Highmore, he has my friend. Where can I find him? We've come to investigate. We don't want...
Oh.
Blood!
He just puked up blood.
I must avoid physical contact with the entities as much as possible.
Oh.
We must get out of here before the house collapses.
Can I take the blood back? Can I put it back in my body?
I have to remember there is a statue here. Otherwise it might have given me a heart attack. What? It can't be.
Oh no.
My goodness. This house is hiding more secrets than I thought.
Oh, there's a mother and a baby in there.
She died with her son in her arms. What the hell happened here? He cannot have been more than 4 months old when he died. Baby is holding a rattle between his tiny fingers. I think I can reach it.
Okay, we've stolen easy as taking toys from a baby. Okay, we probably go to the upper floor, but let's have a little look around first.
Closed. There is something here. It's a small rosary.
Might be useful. Okay, well I guess we're going to the upper floors. Oh dear.
Beatrice? Highmore, isn't it? What do you intend to do with the machine? Wait! Release Beatrice. Please?
Oh. Oh, who's that?
What?
Who was that? Oh, goodness.
Jesus!
It's really ramping up the spookiness for this episode, isn't it? We go in other rooms? Okay, we want to avoid that one, I think. Oh, it went. Okay. Well, let's have a look at stuff first.
Something makes me think these windows were boarded up, not to keep things from getting in, but to keep whatever's in here from getting out. Everything in this room seems unused. Surely the previous tenants fled when they realized where they'd settled. I don't think it's very safe. Oh yeah, okay. There are scissors? There are scissors next to the sewing machine. I believe they could be useful. Uh-oh. Ah! Boing. I am tempting fate. What about the sewing machine? Too heavy to carry with me. Should we take the skizzles? No! I'm really pushing my luck. Is that a hint that we shouldn't do too much more exploration, or...? I don't know what the saving situation in this game is like, so I'm actually going to save it here, just in case. Actually, let's save it as Benwell Street again. I mean, that kind of is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Oh. What the... Professor!
Patrick! Don't take another step. It's a poltergeist, and a very violent one. It's trapped me in this room. Be careful.
Okay, what have we got? I could look at it. Perhaps I don't know how to make it disappear. I've never faced one before. Professor! You believe there is intelligence behind poltergeist phenomena, correct?
Exactly. It's not a spontaneous phenomenon. There's intent behind it.
Have you tried communicating with it?
Yes, but it didn't work. I'm not even good at communicating with the living, let alone the dead.
Alright, I'll give it a try. Or I could use the rosary.
Rosary? These phenomena predate any religion. But Copernicus, you're a scientist. Stop it with the superstitions.
Calm down, Professor. I had to try. Alright, let's, Can we help you?
Try something else.
Be gone!
I tried that. No success.
Well, whoever is behind this poltergeist, show yourself! It's not working. Why are you causing this phenomenon?
Are you talking to me?
No, to the poltergeist. Nah. Let the professor go!
He won't, Patrick.
I think showing more authority might work. I command you to stop! It's not working. Let the professor go now!
Not working. I will try to say it myself. Release the professor immediately, you accursed thing. I am that professor. It does not work, Patrick.
I'm going to make you disappear, you damned phenomenon. Did you hear that, Professor?
Yes, it sounded like...
a newborn. Oh, okay. It's not working, Professor. I will look for another way to make it disappear. So if it's a baby, let's try the rattle. Chicka, 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 chicka. Doesn't make any sound. The balls are empty inside. Okay, how about scissors, rosary? Get beads. Beads in rattle. I'll screw the rattle balls first. Done. I think this might work.
It reacts to the sound of the rattle. Keep going. Don't stop.
Ooh.
You did it. The entity behind the poltergeist was nothing more than a baby. Where did you get that rattle and manage to calm it down?
Oh, the tremors exposed the bodies of a mother and child bricked up. The child was holding the rattle. I don't think Highmore is as innocent as we thought. Come on, let's rescue our friend. Highmore is hiding behind that door. I've tried to open it. No, I haven't. But
Something is coming.
Sir Arthur, I thought you didn't want to leave the basement. Things have happened down there. I fled the basement in terror, but I couldn't open the front door. There is a, what do you call it? Poltergeist, that's it. It's blocking the way out. We're trapped. Yeah, we just faced one. And did you succeed? Yes. Then do the same with the one downstairs, and we can get out of here. Yeah, we must confront Highmore. He is the epicenter of all this. He's behind that door, and here's Beatrice. If we defeat him, it will all be over. And what is the plan? He's possessed Miss Shaw. How do you intend to separate the spirit from her body? Do you know how to perform an exorcism?
An exorcism? We're in 20th century, Mr. Writer.
What's the alternative? Well, we'll drag Beatrice out of this house. Perhaps Highmore's influence won't be as effective outside of it. Are you sure that will work? I don't know. If that fails, we'll improvise. Sir Arthur, are you with us? Oh, I'd flee this damned house if that poltergeist wasn't blocking the way out. But I guess we have no choice. I'll not let anything happen to you. I appreciate your gesture, Professor Moore. I doubt you can guarantee my life. But what the devil? Let's do it! There is a problem. Highmore has locked that room and we cannot access it. If I had a pick, I could try to open the door. My friend Harry Houdini taught me how to pick locks and padlocks. I know how to do it.
Did you say a pick? I happen to have one. It's in case they ever lock me up in Blackstone again. Did you know they use locks on straitjackets?
Give it to me, please. Very well, gentlemen. Let's put an end to this. Or die trying. Highmore. We must hurry or we'll be buried alive. Release Beatrice, Highmore. This is your last chance.
Please, leave.
Beatrice, is that you?
Highmore. He has control of my body, control of my mind. I can read his thoughts. He's furious.
Give me your hand and let's get out of here, Beatrice.
Stay back. You're in danger. Highmore won't let you near.
What does Highmore want with the machine?
He knows what it is for. He's going to try to materialize and continue what he couldn't finish. He firmly believed the afterlife would give him a second chance, and he'll get it. I'm holding him back as much as I can, but it's hard. It hurts.
What couldn't Highmore finish?
He did not commit suicide because he was wrongly accused. He was the killer they were looking for, and he was cornered. These walls are full of corpses. He killed his victims and hid the bodies behind them. Women, children. I can see their faces. I can remember each and every one of his victims.
What do we do, Professor Moore? Listen to me, Beatrice. Give me your hand, and let's leave this house. Try to hold off Highmore until we're out on the street.
No, he will kill me.
He won't. He needs you.
Don't you understand? If he kills me, one of you will be possessed next. And if you confront him, he will kill you one by one until he permanently inhabits a body. And no one can interfere with his will.
We must think of something.
It's already been thought of. Every time Highmore takes control of my body and turns the dial on the machine, he grows stronger. But it exhausts him. That's why I can talk to you now. I have to do it before he takes control again.
Do what, Beatrice?
I'm going to turn up the dial to maximum. He won't be able to handle so much energy and he'll disappear.
Don't do anything rash, Beatrice. Highmore has control of your body. You don't know if that will work, and the consequences could be...
I feel him regaining control. There's no time.
Listen to the Professor. Don't do it. Let us think of an alternative.
I'm sorry, Patrick. It's too late.
Highmore! Highmore, enter my body and leave Beatrice alone. Do it, you damn bastard.
I'm sorry, my friends.
No!
Beatrice? No, no! Where is my friend?
She sacrificed herself for all of us.
We can find her. We can find her, Patrick. We can call out to her and...
I'm sorry, Professor. Beatrice was connected to Highmore. The energy from the machine affected both of them. She is no longer with us. We have lost her and we have failed her.
But...
I knew we were going too far with this. I warned you and you wouldn't listen.
we grew up together. I want her back.
It's not possible, Professor.
She's gone now. She's gone. I didn't want to be without her.
What was that? Professor? Sir Arthur? Look! Oh, the room is dematerializing.
I think the Box of Revelations is still working.
And at full power. Look, what are those creatures? They are not ghosts. They're not even human. We must stop that machine, Professor.
No, can't you see? The machine, in conjunction with the Scarlet Stone, is showing us another dimension. The legends about the artifact were true. It could open a portal to other realities.
I think Sir Arthur is right, Professor.
What?
We were unable to control our contact with the afterlife, and you saw the result. Do you think we can control this?
Beatrice may be here, Patrick. Maybe we can find her.
Beatrice is gone forever, Professor. Unfortunately, we have to accept it. Where have they gone?
Oh, this has gone some places, isn't it?
Incredible. We must end this before it's too late.
No, not yet. Beatrice, can you hear me?
Stop it, Professor. Professor Moore. What is that thing? What is it saying?
I don't know what language it's speaking, but I recognize several words. They seem to be perversions of ancient Sumerian.
What is it saying?
Realm of Earth, invitation, darkness, entrance.
I think it's referring to us having opened a door for this dimension to penetrate ours. That's why the Eternal Wind Order called the artifact the Key of the Stars. Yeah, it sounds quite Lovecraftian.
Something's approaching.
By God, it's enormous. That's enough! What? Everything's returned to normal. Is everyone all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Did you see the size of that being? It was colossal. I thought I was going to lose my mind at that sight.
That creature wanted to enter our reality, didn't it? But thanks to you, we didn't give it that chance.
Yes, that's correct. Or at least, I think so. I'm not sure. Damn it. What the hell have we done? Our actions have endangered humanity. We've awakened something that no one should know exists. I never thought I'd say these words, but we must abandon all research into the afterlife. Our intention has always been to show the world what lies beyond death. But is the world ready for it? A single entity put us in danger and took the life of our dear friend Beatrice. We're the most qualified people to handle this, and I don't even know how we're still alive.
Not to mention what lies beyond the afterlife. Or rather, less cautious researchers who follow our path could cause a catastrophe of epic proportions. I'm with you, Patrick. No one should know what happened here tonight.
That plane of existence. I cannot reappear without the Scarlet Stone. Let's destroy it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter now. Those abominations have found a way. They know how to access our reality.
The Professor is right, Sir Arthur. They will do it through the afterlife. We were the beacon that guided them here. Then the most sensible thing to do, as you say, is to forget about this whole matter. I will tell my order that the experiment was unsuccessful. Crowley will be disappointed. But this information in the hands of that madman would be very dangerous.
Yes, it would be for the best.
That's Alistair Crowley, I expect.
So, this is the end of our careers.
I'm afraid so.
Well, we've satisfied our curiosity and paid a high price. But we cannot share these results with anyone. We will safeguard them until our deaths.
Will you miss investigating these phenomena, Professor?
No. The only thing I will miss is the company of my dear friend Beatrice.
Ah, here you are.
Rector Williams,
I was looking for you, Professor Moore. I wanted to discuss the matter of the letter of resignation from the Department of Metapsychic Research that both Professor Ward and you signed. Firstly, I must express my surprise that it was you who decided to resign. I know I was very harsh with you when I told you that you had 72 hours to...
It doesn't matter. You did the right thing.
Yes, allow me a question. What made you change your mind? Both of you were very convinced that...
There is no afterlife, nor are there ghosts. There is no evidence of them, and there never will be. We were simply mistaken. There is nothing waiting for us when we die.
Except heaven?
Yes, well, except heaven, I suppose.
Yes, well, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm even more pleased that your judgment now corresponds to that of this institution. You are an excellent professor. I'm glad that you've rid yourself of those fantasies. By the way, I appreciate that you didn't file a complaint against Dean Carter and kept silent about such an unpleasant matter. A university like this cannot afford such a scandal. Have a good day, Professor Moore.
Thank you, Rector Williams. What? What the?
Oh, is it Beatrice?
Beatrice?
Is that setting up a potential sequel, or is it just like a little fun cliffhanger type thing? I'm not sure. But there we go. That was An English Haunting, and it was great fun. I really enjoyed that. I think the story was good. There was lots of stuff based on not just historical figures, but I guess kind of thinking of the time, some practices of the time, like we saw with the dead photography, which is kind of creepy. I think the puzzles, perhaps with the exception of that spigot one, which I think perhaps could have been made more obvious, either in the way the graphics were set, or little visual clues that kind of just made you realise that there was something there to interact with, rather than just simple set dressing, which kind of was what I thought initially, anyway. The rest of it was good. There wasn't any sort of instances of really weird logic or anything that use everything on everything else kind of puzzles. Everything kind of followed like okay, here's the situation. I need something along these lines to solve that. Like we saw with the sharp glass thing. Like I kind of knew roughly the sort of thing we were looking for to get over it, and proved to be the case. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I mentioned in the comments to one of the previous videos that I've actually purchased the previous game of this developer. It's called Nightmare Frames. Came out a few years ago now, I think. That I'll look to feature on the channel at a suitable juncture. There's quite a few new games coming out around now that I'm looking forward to playing on the channel, so it won't be immediately, but yeah, we'll return to the guy that made this game with his previous effort, which I understand is also very, very good. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this series, if you've made it this far. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button one last time, that would be amazing. Be sure to leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about the story, the game. This final episode, I think it really turned up the creepiness factor in this one, which was pretty fun. Let me know what your thoughts were on that. And I'll just say thanks very much for watching one more time. If you are watching this and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it would be very much appreciated if you could do so. But I hope to see you next time on the channel for other games, other playthroughs. I'm just kind of talking through this just to see if there's any little post-credit scene. It doesn't look like there is. So all that remains for me is to say thanks very much. Bye for now.